Hello and welcome to another update video about Solana. Yeah, Solana here still in what we could still consider a wave 2. It hasn't really changed since my last video a lot. We had obviously the 61.8% fib level as an important support. That broke today. We moved below the 61.8% Fibonacci retracement level of that move. And it seems like we're currently retesting it from below. So we are currently here in a so-called, well, in the bullish scenario, we are currently here in a wave 2. Of course, it is difficult to say that it could move differently to Bitcoin. I think we have both for Bitcoin and Solana, for example, a bullish and a bearish scenario, and it's very likely that they will in reality move together. However, I have to say that the Solana chart looks generally more bullish than the Bitcoin chart. You can just compare both charts. They look different. Nevertheless, I believe if Bitcoin decides to make a lower low, Solana will probably do that as well. Now, I gave you in the previous video here important support levels below which it will get unlikely that this still is a wave 2. In my opinion, this will happen below $29.40 pretty much. That is the 78.6% fib level. No problem to get down to that level. But if we go below that level, it will slowly get unlikely that this still is a wave 2. So key support next is at $29.40. If we go below that, $27.60, that is the 88.7% fib level. And the reality is, if we go below that level, it is just super unlikely that this still is a wave 2. So the 78.6% fib level still okay. It's actually an ideal target for a wave 2. Especially after a leading diagonal that we have on the chart here, where you would normally see a stronger retracement. Yeah, in fact, after a leading diagonal, you oftentimes retrace down to the 78.6% fib level. So seeing here the $29.40 level, I wouldn't be surprised about. If we go below that again, then it's slowly getting unlikely, and at the latest below 27.64, I think we are going to see lower lows, which means that we will then also break below $25.70. And then in the end, we hopefully finally get to my original target, which was here between $19 and $21. Yeah, this was still sort of open. But yeah, at the moment, we can still see this from a bullish point of view. I have to just say that. Nevertheless, we have never broken here in this uptrend the $48 level. That is one that I highlighted from the beginning, from when we started to turn around for the first time here, that we want significant price action above that level. Very, very important. Hasn't happened. It would happen in a wave 3, which should come in this bullish scenario. But to get some sort of evidence that wave 3 is on the way, we should move at least above this red line here, which is at $39.86. Bear in mind, no cryptocurrency, as far as I'm aware, at least not of the cryptos that I cover, has broken the 50-day moving average. This will be a very, very important level for orientation on the way up. If this level gets broken, either in the next move up here or after we make another lower low and then come up, this is an important level. Absolutely. It has pushed a lot of cryptos down here in this possible uptrending cycle, because a few cryptos worked on their breakouts, including Solana here, but again also here didn't even touch the 50-day moving average. So it's very, very important, that level. Good. On the way down then, should this just be here some kind of a bearish move up and then a 5-wave move down, which is certainly possible, because remember we had here, we can count this differently, and we had the truncated low arrangement, which I wasn't happy about, so I restructured it a little bit, and this is also a perfectly valid count. But the reality is, if we go below those levels that I mentioned to you, then we will probably make a lower low, and the target for that would be that 19 to 21 US dollar level. Now, if we look at the indicators, so let's take a look at the daily, because we had already some promising signs on the indicators, but again here on the daily we have now crossed bearish again on the ADX, the RSI bearish cross, and the MACD also here on its way to make a bearish cross on the daily. Now again, this is then on the daily already. This seems to then translate over to the 2-day chart. They were starting to get closer together here, those two lines. They're moving apart again. Here we are soon going to see probably a bearish crossover on the 2-day RSI as well, and the MACD is also again turning to the downside. So yeah, we need to be here very, very mindful that this could be problematic. What we need to say, just purely looking at the chart here for Solana, there is no reason for concern at the moment. Yeah, we are moving up and then coming down as a wave 2 would normally do. Looking generally though, what Bitcoin is doing and the weakness in the chart, we are really here. Bitcoin needs to turn around now, as I explained in the video. If it doesn't, also here we have to expect lower lows. I mean, we have generally at the moment still, we have to have those lower lows still on the radar. Yeah, I told you about these key levels that we need to break, above which we will get some relief from the downside pressure. Here on the Solana chart, the $48 level, or 48.41. Bitcoin was the 23.3K level. They haven't been broken. So we need to be very much aware that this here, what we are doing on the chart, this possible impulse, is really only the very first potential of a possible breakout. Nothing is confirmed yet. So for now, especially what other cryptos are doing, we have to have possible lower lows on the radar. And that target that I gave you between $19 and $21, that is basically based on here previous significant support from June, May, and April 2021 here in this area between 19 and 21 US dollars. Okay, and that is my view here currently about Solana. So hopefully you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.